Greetings, greetings, greetings. Good morning here in the US, good afternoon in Liberia, and probably good evening in places like China and places that hours are way ahead of ours. It's exciting to be here for another edition of the OGees Show. If you can, you know, please share the show. Please share the show. And what I'll do right now is I welcome you all to the show. I think I gotta go to Facebook to see, who's coming on, and just personally welcome some of you because I think it makes for a wonderful show to be directly engaged with our audience. So let me look here on Facebook and see who's tuning in and watching the show because we do have a very interesting show for you today, and we hope you will enjoy it. We hope our um, guests will meet up to your expectations and that it will be, fun to be here. So if you can hear me, just give me a little signal in the messages that, my audio is coming through because sometimes we do have a little bit of difficulty in getting the message out. So it will be wonderful if you can hear me to say yes in the comment section that we can hear you. But we're excited to be here today. As we have said, numerous times, the OGs is a show where we try to sit down with the voices that matter, the voices that come from thinkers, leaders, the builders, the advocates, the change agents, and the people on the grind, the people, who are hustling. We want to bring their voices out. We want to put wisdom on what they're doing. We want to understand what they're doing and what makes them, successful at what they do. So the show will be sometimes thoughtful deep dives that we had in the first show with Dr. Boros, and then today we're having with Dr. Nancy Tita Freeman. Then we also sometimes have panel discussions, right, where we can really delve into some of the issues, we can get opinions from experts, and be able to, you know, positively engage some of the topics, get substantive information from some of those topics, and see, how things are flowing in the country, with regard to business, with regards to politics, with regards to the social aspect of our lives, with regards to the economy, the arts. So we'll be very diverse, and then sometimes we just, you know, shoot the breeze. We'll be able to talk about the current issues, how they're affecting us, and some of the things we can do. One of the topics I'm looking forward to is when we really discuss the whole drugs and disenfranchised youths, um, disadvantaged youths who are out there, and how we'll be able to solve that problem because that's a major problem. We've got multiple people coming at it from different directions, but I haven't seen yet a holistic effort where all the different players are really coming to the table and clearly defining roles and seeing how they can solve some of these problems. So, we're just excited for this opportunity to have this show and be able to share information, bring on people who have knowledge about, the different things happening in our country, in our community, even in the world as it affects us. So this is wonderful. Yeah, Eric, thank you for sharing that. I'm coming through loud and clear. I appreciate that. Um, last week we had no week before last because last week I was chilling. It was Labor Day here, Labor Day weekend, and typically we get invited to the Hamptons in Long Island and go out there and hang out. Friends, just chill for the weekend. So um, we didn't really have the opportunity to have a show, but we want to say thank you to Dr. Boros. The show was very wonderful. People really enjoyed it. They probably didn't have a lot of opportunity to ask questions, but what I like about Dr. Boros is his commitment to ensuring that he meets people's needs, right? So he came back to the post. He engaged the viewers and those who had commentary, and you were able to answer most of the questions, which is a wonderful thing for us to do. So we just like totally excited about this opportunity to be here, to be able to have a platform where we can discuss some of the key issues. And today we'll be having a wonderful guest, Dr. Nancy Tita Freeman, right? But before she joins us, let's take a few moments to reflect on the legacy of Booker T. Washington, right? Because that's what BWI is about, the Booker Washington Institute, BWI. And he had this vision, to come to Liberia. And this was what, nearly 100 years ago, because I believe it was in 1927. So it's about 98 years that um, he's been out there, um, prior to us knowing what it was, because Booker T. Washington was a slave. I mean, he had to emerge from slavery, and for many of you who don't know what slavery was, check the history, because even right now, the impact of slavery is still felt significantly in America, and currently with this new administration, it's even more pronounced in terms of the efforts to whiten America, because America has turned brown, right, with the um, introduction of us, the black people who came here as slaves and stayed. Some of them went back to Liberia, thankfully, to help form our republic. But some of them stayed here, and they are, recognized as African Americans. They have gone through different namings, but right now the key name that they hold on to is African American. And it's very challenging, in terms of the quote unquote glass ceiling that is above most of the heads and limits them in a lot of different ways. And, the systemic racism that's ingrained, whether it's from the limitations of creating generational wealth to where we are today, is a huge situation. So, um, Dr. Booker T. Washington came out of that slavery situation, and he became one of America's, greatest educators and leaders. He had a consistent, powerful message that he shared. And I quote, education must be practical. It must empower people to work, to feed their families, and to build their communities. And that statement or those sentences are still very relevant to what we do today. And that's why Dr. Washington's vision was able to spread beyond the United States, because that's fundamental. If you just have theoretical education and can't apply it and can't let it be practical, it means nothing to most people, right? And if education is static, is not empowering people, is not helping people to feed their families, is not helping to build communities, what benefit is it? So education, as he sees it, is so practical. That's why some of us focus on technical and vocational education and how important it is. But what comes with that is, again, it can be static. After these young people or these people learn these different trades, these different vocational, go into these vocational careers, they must apply it. That's where job creation comes in. That's where us understanding our economy, understanding the kind of jobs that will be available, attracting investments that can create those jobs that our people can go towards is just so critical. So being able to train, students in agriculture, in mechanics, in um, auto mechanics, in plumbing, in construction, in multiple industries is critical. And that's what BWI has been doing. The graduates of BWI, they are significant to national development, to nation building. They have been involved in so many different ways. And we talked to, Dr. Freeman about some of those things. And, Booker T. Washington, in his wisdom, he wanted something similar for Africa, right? A school that would empower young Liberians to build their nation and with their own hands and skills. And that's the thing, with their own hands and skills. That's why it's very, very important for us as Liberians to really elevate this vocational and technical training. The 4-year college thing is not for everybody. And I'm a college graduate. I believe in higher education and everything, but everybody cannot go through that path. So we must have a dedicated path for people who choose the practical route, the technical and vocational route, to be as successful and be role models to their communities, to the young people and everything like that. That's why I really pride BWI for the work they're doing, other vocational schools for the work they're doing, and the products they are putting out, and how those products are fit into different aspects of our society. So the people who have graduated from BWI or from the vocational technical institute. I know when I was in the Lamco Yekepa area, we have VTC there, and those were you know real people who came out of those institutions well learned in their specific area and trade, sometimes in multiple areas, and they really contributed. So that's why it's important. I think I'm getting a call here from the doc. Let me find out um, what where she's at right now, because we really expecting her to come on this show. A lot of alumni from BWI have reached out, very interested in what she has to say. So hopefully we'll be able to get her to come on. Hello? Yes. Okay, so you go into the message and click that link, and then you'll come into the studio. All right. Thanks. So yeah, so that's why Booker Washington is so important to what we do. And we know back in the day we faced challenges. We're a new republic. A lot of people didn't have the industrial skills. We're way behind modernization. We still are way behind today, but we needed professionals. And right now, we still need professionals. That's why BWI and other vocational schools are so critical, and they can get an accelerated path to learning. And that's why with AI today, it should be very helpful. Learning should be faster for most people. So because we had this symbolic relationship with the United States and African Americans, so Booker T. Washington chose to bring BWI, or a nation founded by free men of color and indigenous citizens. They were able to bring this across the Atlantic. And now we're going on nearly 100 years that BWI has been in existence, and that is wonderful. Benjamin Freeman, welcome to the show. Thank you for watching. If you can, please share the show. We'll have the doc coming on very soon to join us. This show should be a very, very wonderful show. Um, and just a little bit about her before she comes on. Dr. Freeman is the first female principal of BWI. So BWI has been here nearly 100 years, and she broke that glass ceiling for women. And we know there will be many firsts for women because they have been in a disadvantaged, section of our population, and we have to change that. I sat in the classroom with many women, extremely smart, extremely capable, wonderful leaders, wonderful planners, wonderful organizers. So women themselves need to assert their role more, and we as men have to be accepting, not be insecure, that they can contribute, they can participate, and all of this is very important stuff. What I should have hit this by now. Let me see. Okay. Let me tell her, please click on the link because I don't see. Yeah. So it's very important for that inclusion of women into everything we do. And, you know, wonderful. Okay. So we have our guest today, Dr. Nancy Freeman. Doc, if you could set the camera right, so
the camera right, my heart. Let me I'm learning this thing as I go along. Yeah.
I know, Doc, and you're a fast learner. We are patient.
Okay, please share the link to the show. Okay.
So while Doc is setting her camera, let me just set the stage as we welcome her to the show. She's the first female principal of BWI. You know, her journey from her student days to university professor to school founder, and now she's leading PWI in a very inspirational manner. You know, and she has been in the position for a year and 5 months maybe since she was appointed by President Boyka. She's been making moves. She's been trying to reconnect BWI with you know, the different how should I say, the educational tree of Dr. Booker T. Washington, even including his personal, you know, some of his family members. And she's trying to modernize, you know, institution, break ground for new facilities and stuff like that. She has been given credit as one of the most influential African women, and it will be wonderful for us to see and hear her express her resilience over time, what her vision is, and we'll query her on her vision, right? We want to ask and make sure that, you know, what she's bringing forward is realistic and you know, be even measurable, it'll be implementable. So we have to ask that. So you know, she's here to share that information with us, and hopefully, you know, she will adjust that camera very soon and be with us as we, you know, try to start the show and get her insight. Control, as Lidu, welcome to the show. Doc, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm trying to fight my Genesis camera. I can
Okay,
hear you loud and clear.
wonderful. We'll be we'll be patient and wait for you. We'll gossip about you a little bit while you know, before you come on. In the meantime, if some of you watching were here last week and had some questions, maybe for Dr. Borrow, but did not have the opportunity to ask them, you can drop them in the comment section and we'll be able to, you know, view them. And let's share some of the comments here. Um, Mary Kekula says stories about women involvement. Oh, wonderful. In leadership makes me so happy, especially when they are visionary and progressive minded. My brother, Uncle Lafayette Curtis, hello. Doc, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for
One,
inviting me to the show.
no, Doc. After reading some of the stuff you've been doing, it was important for me to invite you so that you can at least share your knowledge, share your role with, you know, so many of the people, and let us see your reflection on BWI, and then, you know, the vision you have and how we can all, you know, collectively help to you know, transform that vision. So Doc, tell us a little bit about yourself, you know, growing up. Where did you grow up? How was it like the time you were growing up, and, you know, reflected to the current situation of how young people are growing up?
Thank you for asking. I grew up in Kakata, Bose Quarter, the Jaconaya. I happen to be the first daughter, the first child from that humble beginning. So growing up, the first child, the first girl, much was expected of me. So wherever I set, my siblings will follow it. That's the traditional way. So it was
Wonderful.
very strict for me, but it was enjoyable. I had a responsibility of overseeing my siblings, especially the home. And I went to school in Kakata, graduated from St. Augustine, and I went to DWR. We were the first graduates of the accelerated program, thanks to the visionary like Richie Aratoba Jr., the president of the Liberia at that time. So I graduated from BDR 1979 and
So let
went
me
on
ask
to,
you a quick question. So you were
yeah,
at St. Augustine, you graduated from St. Augustine, and then you went to BWI.
yes,
Okay. Oh, so a lot of people
yes,
probably just
yes.
think BWI was just a school that you went to as you know, like a 10th grader, ninth grader, and then went through the process.
And
So how many years
no,
after high
no,
school did you stay on BWI before
two
graduating?
years, 2 years, two
Okay,
years. That is a national diploma program now, but it used to be called a accelerated program,
okay.
where President Tubman said those who graduate from high school could go to do what we call now the AA program at BWI.
Wonderful.
So I did 2 years and I graduated with secretarial science and I went to work and I worked 21 years with that diploma from BWI as a secretary before I went to higher education.
Really, Doc?
That
21 years of
was,
working before you went into higher education. So what inspired you after, because some people get complacent after 21 years, you know, in a certain profession to want to seek higher standards. What inspired you?
well, I just had an urge. I had a yearning. But here it is. In 21 years, I had to do that work. I had to support my siblings and my children. And when my children, especially my son, graduated from high school, I thought it was time for me to go to school, back to school. And guess
Wow.
what? I
What?
sat in class with my son. I went to raise some my courses. I didn't know I got there. He was in the same class, and his friends started to joking. They said, Oma will be doing your assignment. And he got annoyed with me and he said I should stop going to school. I already established. I told him, no, this is my turn. So long story short, there we come from. And I
Wonderful,
went
Doc.
back to, yes, I went back and got my first degree and I formed myself in the States. I got my master and I got my doctoral. I came back home or called to service. I served as a deputy minister for administration at the Ministry of Youth and Sports for 3.5 years under my mentor, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And then when the new government took over, I was asked to come back to Calcutta and open a school. And I came and opened from nursery all the way down to ninth grade. But while I was in Monrovia, I got engaged in teaching. I became an adjunct lecturer for the University of Liberia, the grad school, and the
Right.
undergrad. Then I became an adjunct lecturer for Stella Marie, the AMEU on Camp Johnston Road, the UMU. Don't ask me how I did it, but God gave me the
No, I was
strength to
just
do it.
about to.
God
So,
just gave me the
so
strength. I was just
right.
crazy about education.
And in our communication, most time you end every, you know, everything you write with blessing, every comment. So is that your faith
Yes,
driving you? I mean, you know, for you to be that consistent, sometimes yes, sometimes I can say, oh yeah, God bless, or you know, thanks to God, but your consistency is impressive around that.
yes. Blessings. You have to have the blessings of God and believe in God to be able to drive you, to be able to move you to where we are. So it's just the blessings of God.
Yeah, so for me, I tell people a lot of times the prayers and the blessing, you can't just only rely on that. And I think you're an example of somebody who has worked, and along with the blessing, you know, everything comes together. So what would be your advice to people who just pray without works?
It's dead. Prayer without action is dead.
Right.
You have to pray and have that faith and get to work. Just like you were saying, you praying, you're sitting home, for instance, you praying to get food. If you don't get out there to get the food will not come to you. You gotta
Wonderful.
go for it.
And we
Yeah.
really wish most of our prayer warriors and people who are consistently, you know, in the church understand that they have to do that aspect as well. They have to work towards what they
Yes.
pray for.
Action.
Yeah.
Action. Yes.
So, you know, you've been at BWR now for what, or as the principal for a year and what, 5 months or so?
A year, 3 months, and 19 days today.
Yeah, I come in, you open.
Yes. I'm a calculated person.
So tell us the state of BWR when you got there. What was it like?
Well, the state was not favorable, especially the dormitories and other things. But that is in the past. We got there and we saw the condition and we ran over to the president of the Republic like you with a picture from where we saw it and we told him, Mr. President, this is what we have seen. And there's no way student can live here. He immediately called the Ministry of Finance, and Finance called the GSA, and they got to work as we speak. The dormitories that they undertook to do are almost completed. And
Wonderful.
BDR is got four of the dormitories because we got there in May, June, July. We had 3 months to get a place ready. So we got to work. The team of BDR got to work and we renovated four of the dormitories. We put overhead fan, we put television in it. Why do we put
Television?
television? Oh yes,
Wow.
65 inch. You got to send
Wonderful.
one to us. We did that so the students could stay on campus.
Right.
A lot of them were leaving, going out there, they're going to watch this movie, they're going to do this. But our record shows some we had a TV in, about 85% of our boarding students are staying on campus. They
Wow.
even use, yeah, they use a smartphone to do their assignment on the television. I said, oh my goodness me, these children are going ahead. So
Go ahead.
we passed that stage. We
Okay.
went on to the admission and records office, the building the houses that the the admission office was dilapidated. We renovated the admission and records, the placement unit, the dean section, the procurement, the whole building. We did it. So we can say now our staff are working in a conducive atmosphere. They are working in an environment that is clean and ready to work.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
we are here. Yes.
So, it's not typically the kind of work you're doing is not one person. It got to be a team, and they must share your vision. So, what can you tell us
Oh
about your team?
yes. Yes, I got a beautiful team. I inherited a white folks that Mr. Topa, I did not drop anyone. I told them three things about me that if you do it, we will be working together. One, you must come to work on time and stay at your desk until the close of business.
Right.
Something that no one is so happy that people come by their own time. Two, you must be respectful to everyone, including if you think the janitor is the least person there, you must be respectful to them. Because all of us are working together. Three, you must keep the environment clean. I said that from day one. I took over, I never knew what was happening there. So I kept all my team. Some members dropped because, again, they didn't want to work with a female principal or they had other interesting jobs to do. But I kept my team in place. It took few months for them to know that I was not dropping nobody because I needed everybody.
Right.
Everyone on board, I needed them. And they put their hands around me, and we've been working as a team ever since. So
That's
I
impressive.
have a productive team.
That's wonderful to hear because you guys are making moves. So
Yeah,
you have a vision for BWI and where you want to take it. Can you share that vision? Where are you going? You've done some positive things already, but what's your big vision that's supposed to be scaring some of us here?
the vision I have comes from the president of the Republic of Liberia. When he appointed me, he gave a mandate that we should elevate BDR from where it is now for 95 years to a technical university. He said we have the land space, we have the infrastructure, we have perhaps some of the staffers to do the work. So our vision now is to maintain BWR, the high school, and create or elevate that other portion to uh, technical university. And this is why you see us running up and down. We have been to the states, we connected BWR with its traditional uh, sponsors or partners, uh, Tuskegee, Fairview, we have connected them. And the message is
And
one.
for those who don't know, those are all universities, right?
Yes, but Tuskegee still have the high school and the university. So we have gone to them with the plea from the president to help us create this university in Liberia, Technical University. They are all for it. We've been in the States 2 times now. And all the 2 times they have been very receptive.
That's wonderful. So in the US, you know, we have worked with the BWI Alumni Association to do one or two projects, especially the one signature climate smart agriculture project we did there that is not as functional as it should be right now. But you have engaged the alumni, I'm assuming. What is that like? Because we hear different things about the Alumni Association, the issues, the conflicts, and other stuff. So, what has that been like in
And
terms of engaging the alumni and the kind of support
support,
you could get from
yeah,
them?
a lot of support, yeah, yeah.
Doc, you
Hello,
heard
are
me?
you there?
Yeah, I'm
Are we
here.
saying?
No,
Okay,
you heard me? Or I should ask the question again.
please.
Yes. So I'm saying you've traveled to the US. BIBI typically has a very strong alumni association, and I'm assuming based on the vision you have, you need alumni to work with you. So where is that like in terms of the alumni relationship and them working together and working with you?
So, Tukwa, thanks for asking. Sadly, the Alumni Association in the diaspora has an impasse. That is as a split. But as a mother and a leader, I'm working with both sides to come together and work. Like I told the Charlotte
We're having some technical challenges. It seems like the sound is giving her a little bit of problem. Um, Maybe you need to sign out and sign back in. I can text her that. Yeah, she was sharing her thoughts on the Alumni Association. Supposedly, from what I've heard, there have been some challenges in terms of, you know, um, a split, a splinter, which is not healthy. We should all be on the same page. We should all be able to come together and discuss these divergent thoughts. We say we are, we believe in democracy, and it will be important. Let me add her back and see. Yes, she's still not clear. So, it's important that the BWI Alumni Association try to get together. I believe they are a powerful force. Um, I've been surprised by the number of folks I have met who are BWI graduates and how positioned they are, whether in government or in private sector. I'm sure they really, come together like they have done before. They will be able to do a lot of things. I know we work with them on the Mr. Eric Harris. He was the president then. He was able to implement a project, um, a groundwater solar energy and agriculture project. Unfortunately, some things happened um, when we implemented the project in terms of the maintenance, in terms of the protection and security of the batteries and some other stuff that were there that got stolen. So, we've been trying to talk to Doc. Um, Let me add her back to the stage. Hmm, interesting. She's there.
I'm sorry that the internet or the
Yes.
network.
Luckily, there's a project that the government has probably taken a loan for called the Water Project, the West Africa Regional, I think, Development Initiative or something like that, WADIP. And hopefully that will improve our infrastructure because it's an infrastructure that will not be having this kind of problem. But we understand the problem and thank you for being patient. So if you want to continue on the whole BWI alumni situation, please do. Seems like she's frozen again. Wow, this is tough. At least she's
And
making
that
the
have
effort.
been on for begin yeah, begin to so but I'm working with both sides. As we speak, the Tyler Miller group, they don't like to hear that I said the other one cut me. I said, no, we are the legitimate people. I said, all right, but let me just say that they are working with us. They have taken a project on Bida campus. We have run out of space, teaching space. Maybe I did a wrong thing. I put a cat before the horse to do the dormitories. Now, because the dormitories are done and the classrooms are being managed well, there are many students coming to be there where you are, but we don't have classrooms. So one of the areas that we have, that I have a real concern, was the automotive department.
Right.
The prodigal was being held outside. Now the rainy season is here, so I cried over to the two sides of the
Network challenges. It's obvious that the doc is, trying to get the two sides together.
yeah, they promised me. They promised me by next year, June, they will have a, a convention and they will elect a single president. The things
Wonderful.
happen and it happened already. We have to put it behind us. But they are all aggressively working with us. I told you what the other group is doing now. They are
Yeah.
building up the automotive annex for us. They started today. I passed on campus the contractor, the guys started the work today. But another important thing that we have to say to the Alumni Association on this platform is that we're depending on them. I tell all of them at a time, I say, I gotta get together. This principal has a school to run. They can say, oh, convention here, meeting here, and I leave it and run and come. This one, the Booker T. Washington Institute conference was important that I show my face. And you are seeing when I got in and I said, be there, I like Bureau, there was a standing ovation.
Wow.
And everybody said, yeah, everybody said, now it's time for us to take BDR further. We tell the Liberian people, thank you for keeping the legacy of Dr. Booker T. Washington for 96 years. So we have a huge work to do, and are depending on all of you people to help us accomplish it.
So in terms of the vision for the technical university, BWI has the land space, right? So what's the plan? Like, how do you think it can be accomplished? What do you think needs to happen for this to be accomplished?
Okay, let me just digress. BDA does not only have the land space, it has the infrastructure. There are many universities in Liberia here that do not even have the space that we have and the infrastructure that we have.
Right.
Some of them started in one building, two buildings, and now they have multiplied. So my vision for this is that work on having maintaining the Liberian uh, side of it, which is the high school. Then we have on the same campus like Tuskegee has, we have the technical university. But this will take a lot of work. The board of governors are still looking at the charter to repeal and annex whatever they can. But if that is done this year or next year, we can now go to the higher education and do it. We are all set. There are a lot of buildings, and we are behind people asking them to renovate some of the buildings for us. And they are some of them are interested in doing that for us.
That's that's wonderful. And again, you know, that's one of the needs, right? So, what are some of the
Yeah,
other needs that these people could probably help with? Because different people may have different capabilities in terms of, being able to support BWI. So, what are some of the other areas you think you can build partnership, or maybe somebody could see an opportunity in terms of doing something that could probably give them some kind of return? So it could be a kind of partnership, public-private partnership, since BWI is a public institution. So what are some of those areas you think are viable for people to come in and say, we want to work with you?
the infrastructure. When we were in America in April, one of our messages, please come and build for us. Some building give it to us and you can rent it or we can rent it for you, whatever it is. We can do that. But most importantly, we need the human development, the capital human development. We need that. To take this school to a university level, we need trained men and women. We need a library furnished with laptop or desktop. We need all of that.
So, so,
We
so is
need
there a
books.
way to package that? Has there been, some support from other folks in terms of saying, let's do this request document for BWI, or let's do this current profile needs assessment, listing it and saying those who want to support us and help us, because we got somebody asking a question here in terms of the technical or financial assistance that has been pledged by organizations or universities out there, like um, Tuskegee, and maybe if you have requested assistance from U.S. Peace Corps volunteers, you gotta know some Peace Corps taught at BWI. So how is this effort being packaged in a way that we can get results?
We have made a need assessment and we send a copy of that to peer review. We send a copy of that to Tuskegee. But here we are, we have not gotten any commitment from them. The only commitment we have from them was when we visited in April, and they told us they gave us two scholarships for PhD uh, for electrical engineering. So we said, all right, thank you very much. But there is a need for agriculture. We got plenty of land and we want to take the agriculture thing to the next level. So could you please give us a scholarship for PhD in agriculture? They consented and said go on the website and to let your people fill in the form. The people fill in the form. I haven't gone to follow from there how far they gone or so because I've been in and out of the country. But there is no firm commitment yet from the two institutions, but their willingness to say they will assist us.
Okay. There could be other programs out there. Maybe some of your alumni could look at them in terms of other organizations or institutions that support technical and vocational, education. We got some Liberians who are grant writers, um, you know, who are very interested in seeing how they can find resources for Liberian institutions. So with the where the um, Alumni Association is positioned as a nonprofit organization, I think that's a good starting point. If they can really, by next year, the time you said, if they really unify and be able to come together as one and be able to reach out to some of these potential grant writers to see, what some of the support that could be out there for BWI. So, we are just excited that you are working as hard as you are trying to do, and you have this vision to elevate the university. But I think um, they need to help you formalize it in a way that um, is there's awareness around it, like more people are aware. Because I was surprised at the amount of work you had done, and I I like my BWI business. I believe that their partnership, but just the messaging around the effort you're doing, the vision you have, um, you know, maybe you could package it a little better, make it louder or something to that effect. So, is there a communication plan in terms of how you'll share this with all the people out there who may not know the efforts you're making and the vision you have in collaboration with the president's own vision?
Yes, yes or no. One, we have just decided to make the thing as a brochure, our communication plan will be sent out to our lawmakers. One of the late Dr. Booker T. Washington statement, or here Winston, he said, cast your bucket where you are. We cannot be running to outsiders in the diaspora. I think even the Sudan, the Sudan people, they have contacted us. How can they help? We should give them a letter of interest, but we got to start from home. So our next big bet is that we go out to everybody in Liberia, including the Alumni Association, that will drop our buckets where we are and draw some water for us to be quench the test of BWI. The communication thing, we are working on it very seriously. How
That's
can we
that.
communicate the whole thing? And we have to work out with a board. We will do it and send it to the board for their input.
That's very important. I'm glad to know you guys are working on something because and your mindset that you just kind of established that you know we ourselves we have resources. We should work towards ensuring the success ourselves. We can just wait for outsiders. We can just continue to depend on other people. So to the extent
Thank
that this
you.
yes, this mindset of empowerment for ourselves is very critical. And we're just seeing that. I know the whole budget thing has been a problem because even when um before you came on in our engagement with BWI, the national budget was very limited in terms of what came to BWI, just like a lot of other institutions. So what kind of effort do you think you can make
Yeah,
for
it's a
us to
national
spend
crisis.
money on ourselves, for us to cut down on these salary things? What can you guys do? Because you also are concerned with good governance. So what can we do towards that?
Well, there are several things we can do. One, like you rightly said, the budget for BIDA is minimum, just for salary. But we can, like, when I took over, I said I was going to front door to door, and which I did. Since I took over 1 year, 3 months, and 19 days, I have my feet are not seen shoes. I got a
Wow.
sneaker, and I commissioned that sneaker to a tennis shoes. So everywhere I go, I got something soft to wear, running up and down. And we were able to get one or two organizations to come into us, like the National Social Security. They couldn't do much because, like the man said, they have much to do. But they gave us $5,000, and which we bought the 12 horse or 12 HP, yeah, horsepower pump that will provide the dormitory with hot water. So we got hot and cold water in the dormitories.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
impressive.
yeah. This lady here is moving. So we have that also. We just had it, and we're going all around. We just had a Ministry of Public Works there. We're writing every organization to help us. We got a water issue. We wrote the Ministry of Public Works to come in. They sent the technicians, they came in and map out the whole place. We're looking for the next step. We are reaching the National Port Authority. We did every other week, but we haven't got anything up, but we are still hopeful. Liberians are good people, and this is a government school. But another big one is coming. I don't want to disclose it until I ring the bell on that. We're trying to get the national legislature to give us 5% of each county development fund. Am I biting it big, Mr. Tukwa? Yes,
Yes,
I'm biting it big.
yes. In
I'm,
terms of five
I am
percent,
biting it big.
that's a huge chunk you're trying to take. You
I
know,
know,
and you get a lot of
I
resistance
know.
because of all the community
I will
colleges.
get it. I will
But
get it,
you can
but
fight. You can
resistance
fight.
are things that will come your way.
Yes.
Oh, we'll fight it.
But the reality
We'll
is
fight
they
it.
need to really focus on improving the vocational and technical education. And um, I have been to BWI. I've seen some of the equipment you guys have there, whether it's woodwork, whether it's the carpentry and other stuff. Um, I'm of the mind that at BWI it could become more entrepreneur. You know, we can we can do some business out of BWI. It can be, uh, you know,
Good,
if we can establish some
good.
partnership with some
Good.
companies and we can produce some things.
Yes.
For example, let's say in Liberia we need. Let me just give a throw a number out there. We need 500,000 chairs for students. The government can say we'll not import chairs. We'll use our vocational technical institutions to be able to, and even in the university, if there's woodwork operations there, to create these chairs, to build these chairs along with the domestic carpenters. And once we set a standard in terms of size, in terms of structure, and then different people can implement that, and government can be the off taker for these things. So there are multiple ways, and I really believe in addition to that, agriculture should be a major aspect of BWI's revenue generation. You are in a very attractive position. A market could be placed right on the road on BWI, where you can have a market day, and the extension program at BWI again could be very vibrant. So I think looking into all those things in terms of finding ways to generate revenue beyond the national budget limitation should be, a thought process that you guys should work on and see how you can find partners.
Yes. Let me just say one thing before we let me go.
Okay.
Our partners, some of our partners, especially the European Union, have through the implementing arm called United Nations International Development Organization, UNIDO. They have done marvelous things for BAUR. They have renovated the machinery department and furnished it with the state-of-the-art equipment. So is it in the carpentry section of the building trade. We have sophisticated machines there who can do any kind of work. They have also revamped what we call the BNC there across the road going to New York. They have revamped it and turned it to a technical vocational educational training or something specialized like they had a KRTTR, they say RTTR, only for teachers. Many of us come out of school, we are not teachers, but we go in the classroom to teach. For instance, you did biology, you say you're going to teach biology. You do not know the methodology. You do not know the classroom management. Well, right there at the TVET Center at BWR, all of these people are taught. They come from all the vocational schools. The multilateral high, they come there to learn. But yes, we have facilities that can really produce something for the market.
That's wonderful to hear. And your presence here, I think, is significant. I think it sets an example. We want to really, really congratulate you on where you have taken BLR up to now and the vision to extend it to a technical university. That is a goal that can be achieved because the need is there. We don't need people focus on all this public administration, political science majors, but it has to be in tandem with government, with the agriculture sector, with Ministry of Commerce, with other things, creating opportunities from an entrepreneurial and job creation standpoint for our young Liberian people to be engaged positively. So we really, really thank you for your effort. And you are a representative you know symbol for women empowerment, for women in education, for women in leadership. So what kind of message and something before you leave can you give to the women first and then give to the youths, because you are dealing with a lot of youth, both boys and girls at BWI. So we think you are positioned to be able to speak to those things.
Thank you again. The women of Liberia and of the world should not shy away from leadership. We are built to lead. The first female president in sub-Saharan Africa came from Liberia. I gave pet talks to school when they called me to talk, and I would tell them, where are the guys? And when I became the first female principal, the first 3 months, it looked like I was the person of the year. Everybody wanted to see me. I'm going to talk to them. I told them, here I am. Right here, Busapala, Jagunaya, there where I come from. But you got to be steadfast. You got to trust God, be steadfast, and know where you want to go. Nobody knows tomorrow. Personally, I was at the Booker T. Washington Institute. We have given scholarship up to the agriculture department, the carpentry department. So encourage the girls who say we want more girls to come here and do this. 2-3 weeks ago, the Minister of Education was here to break ground for BWI dormitories that the EU is again sponsoring. And we have to go to another school that they're building. And there were young people there, both men and women. She put them in my care to see how we can support them on the next step to educate and give them trade. Trade is all that we need. When we started, I told you I had only a diploma for 21 years.
Right.
I became executive secretary for the Central Bank of Liberia. I became secretary at the bond mining company just because I knew trade. So we encourage the women, the girls. Do not say I'm too old to do this. No. When you are in old, I will make it better for you. Because you will not be distracted by many things, but only your lesson. So my message to them is don't give up. Even though sometimes the men will want to kick you up and down, but you're a woman, just remain being a lady and be steadfast.
And to the youths?
The youth are the nation builder. It is saddening that some of them are not taking this whole feature seriously. They want to grab it quick. And so our message to them is to just redirect yourself. Follow people. Follow the good people. Take example from them. The future is yours. I tell the people all the time, Dr. Freeman cannot be here all the time. I got a mission that the president sent me to do, but I got to retire. So the youth gotta take over. How do they take over? You gotta be prepared. And that's a preparedness they don't want to do. It
That's
is a
true.
collective work of all of us to talk to them day by day. Take, go to school, learn a trade, be productive. If not, the country will be in the old people here for a long time. Sorry to say it, because you gotta be prepared to step up to the plate.
Totally agree. Totally agree, Doc. And we
Yes.
thank you. We really appreciate you giving your time to this
Mm,
on a Saturday. We
mm,
are hopeful that many of your alumni will watch this show, the BWI alumni, and people who are interested in technical and vocational education, people who want to seek partnerships with you on the agriculture side, because BWI is at a very critical location in Liberia. You know, that Kakata Highway, Kakata is right there with a growing population. I passed through Kakata the other day. I saw the police station. I was shocked at the improvement there
mhm.
too. You
Oh,
know,
yes. Mm,
so you being a child of Kakata, I know you can see the little progress that's being made, in that area. Another area is I didn't ask you, but in terms of electricity, that could be another opportunity for people to bring a kind of grid system to Kakata electricity and be able to expand from an industrial perspective. So, those are things that represent opportunities. And if government can be a facilitator, and more Liberians who have the resources can try to, those developing urban areas and be participants with it, especially with the academic environment. I think that's the way to go for us to be able to really develop our country. So
thank
thank
you.
you.
Just before I take a, no, don't thank me yet, but I have something to throw in when you talk
Okay.
about the Alumni Association. When I
Right.
took over Newlet, I went to the president with all these things that we had to do. He asked me, Nancy, where is Alumni Association? BWI has one of the strongest alumni association in the world.
That's
He did not say in
fantastic.
Liberia, in the world. I couldn't tell Mr. President what I hear that the alumni association was split. But 3 days ago, I was also in his company, and he said again, be the alumni association, you should be so strong. Where are they? I'm saying this on this platform so they can hear that the President of the Republic of Liberia is concerned about the alumni association.
Yeah, folks, after the network
Thank
being
you.
so wonderful. Thank you, Doc. We really appreciate you and we look forward to future engagement with you. Thank you. Oh, the last question. Somebody has a question. The last question.
I'm over.
They said there are lots of TVET
Yeah.
graduates from Morocco on the Liberian Morocco bilateral scholarships in various disciplines who are currently in Liberia. Is BWI looking to recruit some of these young professionals to help teach and impart TVET knowledge?
Yes. Yes, we're looking forward to that.
Okay,
I told you earlier, manpower development. There were one of our hiccups.
okay.
Many of our teachers, we were trying to send them to school to acquire some basic training in this. And fortunately for us, that the European Union has opened a TVET center on BWI. We have a 40 of our teachers there the last month. So if we can get someone who, or get people who are already trained, and while our people going for further study and so we can recruit them. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. Great response.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
for the show. Thank you for the time. And we look forward to
Mm.
future engagement.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. So, folks, you see that as the president of and the principal of BWI, she was very open. She shared her challenges. She shared her successes. They are open. Dr. Titus Kaderick Williams. There you go. Encourage your folks from Morocco who are trained to engage BWI and see what they can do. Hopefully, they have some creativity and innovation around TVET and how It can be turned into a revenue generation for the university as well, in terms of, student projects being turning into productive things, and those kind of things can be set up. BWI has a lot of opportunity from the agriculture side to the actual technical and vocational side. So we just hope the best for the institution. We really, really want Dr. Freeman and her team to be successful at BWI. And we just ask the Alumni Association, to come to the table. Many of you are highly qualified individuals, and for you to have a split that you can reconcile, it does not speak well. I really, I really want the folks at BWI to be able to come to the table, talk this stuff out, go to their convention, elect a new leadership, and be able to support the school, support what Dr. Freeman is trying to do there, what the president wants for the institution. So all of these are opportunities. Folks, Dr. Freeman had to leave, so there was not an opportunity to ask questions. But if for any reason some of you have you know um, some questions or want to weigh in, feel free to call me now. Call into the show, and you can share your thoughts with people in terms of what you think about BWI, what you think about what the principal has said, or the potential that exists, and how partnerships can be structured that can benefit BWI, benefit our young people, um, the job creation and the entrepreneurship sectors. For these people to participate is critical. I mean, in many other places, the young people are really taking leadership, and she made the point. Nothing will really be handed to you. Nothing is ever really handed to anybody. You have to fight for it. You have to make the effort. You have to have the ambition, the drive, and set your goals to be able to achieve those things. So, if the young people of Liberia want to really replace this old generation, they need to step up to the plate. And many of them are, you know, already leaving the stage or are about to leave the stage. But sometimes you got to push people off the stage who want to stay on too long. So I just hope the young generation can wake up. They can want to take ownership of our country, and they can push themselves into roles that they are able to execute and grow from, and hopefully those already who are entrenched will be willing to receive these young, hungry people. Because, I mean, every time I talk to some of the young people, they really, really want more, whether it's on the technology side, whether it's on the construction side, whether it's just on the academic side in terms of learning and exposing themselves to more things, exploring more things, more opportunities. It's there. And again, we keep joking with, but our good English is a leverage. It's something we can really use, especially for call centers and business process outsourcing that we can bring to Liberia. So for those in those spaces, really consider how we can elevate our young people to be able to take part in these things. But to this, well, is every side of the show. But if you don't have um, much out there in terms of people calling in or trying to share their thoughts with us, we'll call this show. But before I go, I want to share with you what we got on tap for next week. Next Saturday, we have the national orator, um, you know, Reverend Emmett Dunn. He will be with us. He had a very, very um, exciting oration on our Independence Day. His thoughts resonated with a lot of people. And what I say is he has something there for everybody. It was very important for us to be able to um, this is a potential person to so let me answer that, then I'll call him back. But this is a potential. Hey Doc, how are you? I'm live on the show. I told the people I had to answer this call because you're one of the persons I would like to come on the show to share your thoughts with you. So I will call you right back in 10 minutes. All right. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. That was Dr. Herbert Brewer. He's a historian too, very knowledgeable, has a lot of insight. And, in terms of the areas of Liberia, the different pockets, he can really structure them. So it will be exciting to have him on. He's very energetic, and so we got a lot of people lined up. A lot of Liberians are out there who are competent, who are qualified, who are knowledgeable, and can really share their knowledge. And we just hope that they'll be willing to come on to talk to, especially our young people. That's why this show is called the OGs, because it's intended to communicate to the up and coming generations of our young people. If we look at 10-year gaps, there are so many out there, so many smart young people. I mean, I'm just impressed with the capability we have. It's just that we have not, leveraged that potential into reality. But we have it, and we got to work towards that. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And we look forward to the next show with Dr. Emmett Dunn, where he will be sharing with us, you know, um, what his what was behind his national oration. Where can he take that message and how it can be nationalized, how it can be pushed, how excerpts from there can be implemented to benefit us. And then, share a little bit of vision with regards to the diaspora conference that's coming up. There's going to be a diaspora conference. I believe the president will be here. It's probably September 17th. Let me see if I can find the flyer for the diaspora conference. Unfortunately, I won't be here. I will be in uh, Kenya and Tanzania, going on a little vacation. I would like to say well deserved. Um, you know, what is this? I thought I had the Labrador Diaspora conference, but I don't have the flyer yet. But it should be um, a wonderful event, because there's a lot of different activities, a lot of opportunities. Hopefully, will be on the table for people who will want to participate. Um, and I sent him the link. Oh, is it? Okay, so I will share this screen so people can hear. I think this message, I'm hoping is the one, is a message from the president himself on a Liberia diaspora. Let me see if I do window. Okay.
My fellow Liberians at home and abroad, it gave me a great joy to formally inform you of and invite you to the Liberia Diaspora Annual Conference 2025, which I will be convening in Washington, D.C., United States, from September 26 to 28, 2025, under the theme Building Future Together. The gathering is more than a conference. It is a call to action in its people, their talents, and resources. Our diaspora makes it a vital component of the reservoir, which fuels the engine that drives our nation's growth. Whether in business, education, health, technology, or culture, your contributions have already been shaping lives back at home. Now, we have an opportunity to bring our collective energy and ideas, forge partnerships, and design strategies that move our country forward. I believe that the future we seek, the future of stability, innovation, and prosperity can only be realized if we build it together. This conference is your platform to engage directly with the national leadership, with fellow Liberians across the world, and with partners who believe in Liberia's promise. So, I say to you, join me and our compatriots in Washington, D.C. this September. Let us dream together, plan together, and build together for Liberia, for Africa, and for generations to come. I look forward to seeing you there. Remember, once a Liberian, always a Liberian. So, as always, I want you to think Liberia. Love you.
So let's stop sharing. Thank you. That was the president. He was able to, explain about what he sees as the role of the diaspora and the importance of the diaspora conference. So hopefully he will be able to be here to participate. And like he said, government will be represented. It will be an opportunity for people in the diaspora to interact with our government officials. And hopefully some positive results will come from them, because the Liberian diaspora is strong. There's a lot of qualified, competent, and high net worth people in the Liberian diaspora. It's about finding them, engaging them, making it landing in terms of a return to Liberia soft for them to be able to not reject the offer of coming back home or contributing back home. So hopefully that dialogue can be there, it can be established, and initiated, and we can be able to, see how we can all work together to make a difference for Liberia. So again, thank you for watching, and we look forward to the next show next week, Saturday, when we have Reverend Emmett Dunn with us and be able to, explore the whole diaspora conference, explore his July 26th oration and some of the key points he raised there, especially about Liberianization, and what will be his own efforts in trying to, I think he was appointed as ambassador for philanthropy or something by effect. So to what extent will he be able to do, make some of those things happen? So we look forward to that. That should be a vibrant conversation, and see you next week, Saturday. That's the 13th of September. Have a wonderful weekend and have a good next week. Thank you.